10 hidden UK seaside gems everyone overlooks. The British coastline is full of surprises. While the spotlight often shines on Blackpool, Brighton or Bournemouth, the truth is that some of the most enchanting escapes lie in the shadows. From tucked-away fishing villages to quiet bays where cows graze on the sand, these places carry an untouched magic. In this video, we'll wander through 10 hidden UK seaside gems everyone overlooks. Ranked from 10 to 1, each spot proves that Britain's coast still holds secret corners waiting to be rediscovered. 10. Staithes, North Yorkshire. Staithes is the kind of place that makes you want to get lost on purpose. Perched on Yorkshire's rugged coastline, its winding lanes seem to tumble down to the sea. Once home to Captain Cook, the harbour is still dotted with fishing boats, a reminder of its heritage. But Staithes isn't just about history, it's a living gallery. Artists are drawn here for the light, the dramatic cliffs, and the way sea spray lingers in the air. Each September, the Staithes Festival of Arts and Heritage transforms the whole village into a creative hub. If Whitby gets the crowds, Staithes gets the dreamers. Grab fish and chips, sit on the harbour wall, and watch the tide roll in. You'll wonder why this gem is often left off the map. 9. Sandilands, Lincolnshire. If you've ever been to Skegness, you'll know it's bustling and bright, but just down the coast lies Sandilands, its quieter cousin. Once famed as a Victorian resort, Sandilands now feels like a time capsule. The beach is a ribbon of golden sand backed by dunes and bird life. Unlike its noisier neighbours, there are no flashing arcades here, just wide skies, rolling surf and the sound of seagulls. The National Trust manages much of the coast, ensuring it stays wild and natural. Sandilands is perfect for those who want a simple seaside day, a picnic blanket, a good book, and the rhythm of the North Sea as company. For families or couples escaping the crowds, it's a breath of fresh, salty air. 8. Porthdinllaen, Gwynedd, Wales. Not all seaside gems can be reached by car. Porthdinllaen on the Llyn Peninsula requires a walk, but it's worth every step. This hidden cove is framed by sandy shores and a backdrop of colourful cottages. At its heart sits the Teacock Inn, often called one of the world's best beach bars. Imagine sipping a pint with your feet in the sand, watching fishing boats sway in the bay. It's a postcard come alive. The National Trust protects Porthdinllaen, meaning the coastline has remained blissfully untouched. Dolphins are sometimes spotted offshore, and low tide reveals a vast expanse perfect for wandering. It's a seaside escape that rewards the curious, proving that the best gems often require a little extra effort to uncover. 7. Portsoy, Aberdeenshire, Scotland. If you crave a seaside with grit and soul, Portsoy delivers. This Aberdeenshire town clings to the Moray Firth and boasts one of the oldest harbours in Europe, built in 1693. Portsoy is famed for its traditional boat festival, where historic vessels gather in celebration of Scotland's seafaring past. But even outside the festival, the town has character to spare. Wander the cobbled streets, peek into craft shops, or simply sit by the harbour and let the salty air do its work. The coast here is rugged, peppered with hidden coves and natural rock pools. It's not polished or overdeveloped, and that's precisely why it feels like a gem. For those willing to veer off the beaten path, Portsoy is a treasure chest of maritime history and natural beauty. 6. Beer, Devon. With a name as inviting as beer, how could you resist? This fishing village on Devon's Jurassic coast is a scene straight out of a painter's imagination. Beer is famous for its chalk cliffs and pebble beach, where colourful fishing boats rest between tides. Locals still haul in fresh catches, and seafood lovers can taste the day's work at shacks along the shore. Beyond the beach, beer quarry caves tell a different story, a labyrinth of history carved into stone. But it's the simple pleasures that shine here. Hiring a deck chair, dipping your toes into the cool water, and watching gulls circle above. Beer may not scream for attention, but it whispers charm into every moment. 5. White Park Bay, County Antrim, Northern Ireland. Along Northern Ireland's Causeway coast lies White Park Bay, a beach so wide and sweeping it feels like nature carved it for daydreamers. The bay stretches in a perfect crescent, its chalk cliffs glowing in the sun. Sheep and even cows graze right down to the sand, adding a surreal touch to an already magical place. Managed by the National Trust, White Park Bay is home to rare flora and wildlife, making it as important as it is beautiful. Few tourists stop here on their way to the Giant's Causeway, but that's what keeps it special. Visit on a calm evening, and the sound of waves will feel like your own private symphony. 4. Robin Hood's Bay, North Yorkshire. Steep, narrow streets twist their way to the sea in Robin Hood's Bay. The village seems to cling to the cliffs, each red-roofed cottage watching over the smuggler's bay below. In centuries past, contraband goods slipped through secret tunnels here, and the tales still add a spark of mystery. Today, it's families and fossil hunters who explore the rocky beach, eyes scanning for ancient treasures. At high tide, waves crash dramatically against the sea wall. At low tide, miles of sand and rock pools are revealed. Robin Hood's Bay has a unique mix of history, geology, and natural charm that makes it irresistible once discovered. 3. Aberdour, Fife, Scotland. Aberdour is often overshadowed by its glamorous Scottish neighbours, Edinburgh and St Andrews, but this village on the Firth of Forth deserves its own spotlight. Silver Sands Beach is exactly as it sounds. A broad sweep of pale sand where families paddle and picnickers settle in. Nearby, the ruins of Aberdour Castle whisper tales of medieval grandeur, adding depth to the seaside stroll. The village itself is charming, with cafes, gardens and friendly locals who make visitors feel at home. From here, you can gaze across the water toward Edinburgh, a reminder that sometimes the best treasures lie just a short step away from the obvious path. 2. Southwold, Suffolk. Southwold has long been adored by those in the know, yet it remains curiously overlooked compared to seaside heavyweights. Its pier stretches gracefully into the North Sea, offering quirky shops and an eccentric water clock. The promenade is lined with colourful beach huts that seem straight out of a storybook. Beyond the charm, Southwold has a thriving art scene and is home to Adnam's Brewery, where a pint pairs perfectly with sea air. For a quintessential English seaside day, sandcastles, ice creams, and seagulls squabbling over chips, Southwold delivers with understated flair. It's proof that popularity doesn't have to spoil character. 1. Mumbles, Swansea, Wales. At number 1 is Mumbles, a seaside spot that has everything yet remains quietly tucked away. This gateway to the Gower Peninsula offers sandy beaches, a lighthouse on its own little island, and a buzzing promenade lined with ice cream parlours and seafood restaurants. Dylan Thomas once called it a lovely village, and the charm still lingers in every corner. Mumbles blends tradition with vibrancy. Fishing boats bob in the marina, while surfers ride waves further down the coast. Families stroll the pier, couples toast at seafront pubs, and children chase crabs in rock pools. It's the kind of place that stays with you long after you leave. For all its beauty, Mumbles never feels crowded or overdone. It's the perfect reminder that sometimes the greatest gems lie hidden in plain sight. From Yorkshire cliffs to Welsh coves, 10 hidden UK seaside gems, Everyone Overlooks shows that Britain's coast still sparkles with secrets. These overlooked towns and beaches remind us that the best journeys often begin where the guidebooks end, quiet, unpolished, and brimming with charm waiting to be found. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.